Greetings, Fright Nights. I'm Count Jackula.
And I'm the Horror Guru.
And we just saw Krampus.
Hell yeah, we saw Krampus. For those of you who don't know, Krampus is the new holiday-themed horror film by director Micheal Dougherty, who brought us Trick or Treat a few years ago.
Yep.
Oh man, it's been 6 years now.
Yeah,
2009.
it's been quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the only film he's done after that, I think.
As far as I'm aware, I think it's all he's done. He might have been involved in some stuff, but this movie he's directed and written,
Yeah, there was a lot of things preventing him from making another movie, not the least of which are
Trick or Treat being a cult hit, but not necessarily a hit because it was shelved, kind of hurt his career a lot.
Yeah.
Which is why we're happy to see his new movie is not only in theaters, it seems to be doing pretty well right now.
Yeah, it's doing pretty well. Although I thought it was really funny that there were all of the critic articles like, oh, Hunger Games beats Krampus. And you're like, that's not news. We knew that was going to happen.
It's the Hunger Games. It's going to be the little horror movie that could.
It's
it's the holiday season and it's the last Hunger Games movie. I don't care if it's a holiday themed horror film. The horror film is not going to beat out the giant blockbuster finale to a franchise.
Yeah, no, it's just not. It's just that works if it's will Return of the King beat Harry Potter 5,
Absolutely.
That made sense, but
on top of that, that entire question of will Krampus topple Hunger Games was proposed by the same people who reported that it didn't. So literally they created a question that no one else was asking and then answered it as if it was news because they're creating their own news as if we fucking give a shit. It's bullshit.
I think at this point most people realize, these written critic shit that's mattering less and less.
Absolutely.
It's just
the only thing I care about is how did the movie do? Did it do well enough to where we're gonna see more from this guy?
Yeah, and is the that of course already having answered the question, is the movie good?
Yeah.
Which is now all right. In the interests of full disclosure, we
liked it.
We liked it.
Liked a lot.
We liked it, and we were hired to do some small promotions for the film.
We were.
So if you noticed the
articles we had to write, those are paid promotions.
Yeah, those are paid by Crypt TV,
mm-hmm.
and we went and saw the movie and actually quite liked it.
Yeah. This was not a Crypt TV thing either. We wanted to see it.
Yeah. The Crypt TV did not send us to see the movie.
We are not getting paid to talk about it right now.
Yeah. But we have accepted money to say go see Krampus 4.
Exactly.
So we're telling you.
Yeah.
This one was really good. It was a lot of fun. I did like someone had compared it to Gremlins.
Yes.
I think that's reasonably apt.
Yeah. It's definitely what he's going for in terms of the mischievous.
It definitely feels
holiday
like
horror film.
Another holiday horror movie done by the guy who did Trick or Treat.
Definitely. Definitely.
Still has that.
Right down to getting back to the ancient lore.
Yeah, exactly. The ancient lore, which most of it's made up.
Yeah, well, it is. It's not entirely accurate. It is. But the same thing with Trick or Treat. Sam Hain didn't actually. It's not.
Yeah. There's no actual Sam Hain.
That was a misinterpretation that became Sam Hain. But yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Krampus, similar deal here.
Yeah, pretty much. It's there is a guy named Krampus, but what he actually is kind of an invention of the internet.
Yeah.
And modern folklore, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So. With that said, before we get into spoiler territory, things that I liked, it's got the Kushner in it.
Yeah.
David Kushner, he plays the redneck uncle who comes to Christmas.
Oh God, that guy is so fucking good.
Yeah,
he is so fucking good. In this movie, I felt like he was channeling what's his name from the Vacation movies.
Yes. Randy Quaid.
Yeah, he was totally channeling Randy Quaid.
Really channeling Randy Quaid.
Absolutely, and I really love just. He starts off as a character that you think you're gonna kind of hate, and you do,
Yeah.
but you also kind of like him as time goes on.
Yeah. None of very few of the characters are truly despisable.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of them, like, but you understand why everyone in this family doesn't get along.
Oh, absolutely. Everyone is like they're the exact wrong people to get along with one another.
Yeah. But the only person who is just thoroughly, completely likable is the grandmother.
Yeah. The grandmother and
Yeah.
basically the main boy, but even the main boy's got a bit of a.
Well, he's got his problems, but like, for lack of a better way of putting it, like, you can chalk up all of his problems to him being 10.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know, whereas everyone else's problems is like, well, their age is not an excuse for anything that they do.
No. Dad's a bit of a pushover tool, especially in the
Yeah.
beginning. But over the course of the story, people change. It's important to know. But like in the beginning, he's a bit of a pushover tool. Mom is a little bit neurotic and
Yeah.
a little too obsessed with the falseness of Christmas.
Yeah, like she doesn't really, obviously is trying to just constantly relive what Christmas meant
Yes.
when she was a kid, which is a theme in the movie.
Absolutely. Uncle is very much like uber macho, conservative, gun-toting, like redneck, essentially. His two daughters are tomboy bullies.
Yeah.
Them being tomboys is an interesting thing, but the main thing they are bullies.
Yeah, they're really, really.
His
nasty.
actual son is like a non-entity.
Yeah, he's just his actual son is like just the fat kid.
Yeah, he is the fat kid who apparently has no brain capacity whatsoever. He just sits and stares into space and eats. Like
sits, stares in space and mouth breathes. Like
he's a true mouth breather.
Yeah.
That's all he does. He is unlikable because it's awkward to be around him. You're just like, so how about this human interaction thing? No? Okay. Well, here, have a cookie. Like, it just... yeah, absolutely. I guess the baby's okay. He's just a little...
Well, the baby's a baby.
Yeah,
you know,
just a
what's
baby.
the baby gonna do?
You know, but the grandmother obviously cares about everybody, but, like, her relationship with the son... You know, like really caring for him, really caring for the youngest son of the main character. Really like that in her past, which we'll get into spoilers in a bit.
Spoilers in a bit, yeah.
But being non-spoilery, her past makes her incredibly sympathetic.
Yes.
You know,
one of the things about the movie that I did find myself going, God damn it, is I could feel. There are definitely some times where I'm like, God damn it, I feel the PG-13.
I didn't actually.
Oh, man.
Actually, I felt this movie felt like it was the exact movie he wanted to make, and I felt that way all the way through. I would have been cool if he decided to make it like more graphic, but
yeah,
I forgot it was PG-13 about like halfway through.
I was reminded a couple of times, but one of the things that happened that was really weird, and I don't know if this was like PG-13 or not, but like. For some reason, there was a lot of... When they got into the strobing, for some reason, that got really weird. Like, did I imagine that? There was, like, a lot of, like, very, very fast-cutting, bright light, low light stuff happening, right? Like, especially when they were, like, outside.
I remember one scene with, like, the flashlight and the shotgun as that was going, being a little stroby. I can't remember if there were any other scenes that were like that, but... I do remember the flashlight when the scene is when a monster is coming after a guy and he's going to shoot it and the monster keeps moving and the scene keeps escalating and shots got faster and faster. I remember that being a little stroby, but I felt like that was intentionally disorienting because
it's just really weird to me because I found myself going like in some of the and there was a lot of quick cutting in some of those fight scenes too. Where I was just sort of like, whoa, what's going on? And it felt a little. It reminded me of like how I got disoriented during Batman Begins, in a couple of places.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
like, I actually followed this movie really.
No, for some reason, like there were some scenes where I was like, whoa, what's going on?
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I actually was surprised at how well everything.
Yeah. Well, like when they were doing the normal like long shots.
Yeah.
Like everything was fine, but that's where I was wondering whether I know they were shooting for PG-13, so I
Mhm.
knew it was going to be like Gremlins level.
Yeah.
But I was wondering whether they had to cut it back from that.
It's entirely possible. I don't know.
You
It's
know,
entirely possible.
because there were some times where I was like, "Whoa, it feels like this shot actually went on a couple more frames."
Mhm.
But they cut it back for some reason.
Mhm.
But I
It's entirely possible. I
yeah,
wouldn't be.
it doesn't ruin the story, but it was something that I had noticed that it made me like kind of scratch my head, going like, "Oh, I wonder what's going on here."
Mhm.
But then again, I'm like super massively sensitive to that kind of thing.
Yeah. I
So
was not disoriented at all. I followed everything. like the only part where I got like even a little disoriented was with the flashlight and the shotgun scene. But that was obviously supposed to be because he's trying to keep up with the thing.
yeah, he's
and
trying to keep up with the monster.
Yeah.
You know. Well, I guess we might as well get into spoiler territory at
Sure.
this point.
Spoilers.
I'm Krampus, bitch. I'll do whatever I please. This is my expertise.
All right, so as you tell by the trailer, a little boy does not get along with his family on Christmas, and
Yeah.
so accidentally summons Krampus to
Yep.
come and take them all away.
Absolutely. And Krampus, he does.
Yeah, he does.
He takes them away one by one in quite brutal fashion sometimes.
Yeah,
Like there's a kid who gets eaten.
yeah. A couple get
Eaten
eaten
alive.
alive.
There's a kid that gets hooked and hung
Get
up, the
dragged
tree-
out,
dragged
dragged
up,
off.
there's I'm assuming that the daughter, who we never actually talked about in the non-spoiler section because she gets off. Right
Oh yeah,
away,
yeah. She's the first person who
Yeah.
gets it. Yeah,
who's basically just bratty teenager. Like
yeah. Brady's
not
older
much-
sister.
not much to that. Who I guess since it was the Jack in the Box, I guess she got eaten too.
I assume so. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because you see that in the trailer, there's that Jack in the Box thing.
Mhm.
What you don't realize is that Jack in the Box is actually huge.
It is ginormous. It is man size when it comes out. And so you have like this giant man size thing in this like worm like body that obviously is housing all the people he's eating.
Yeah,
And he's eating a lot because this entire town has been devoured by the time the main characters start getting offed.
yep.
And then comes into this tiny little box that the Jack in the Box and it is. That monster is like 100% a practical effect. It looked like.
Yeah, it
Like,
looks really good.
like there's a lot of CG monsters, like CG stuff in this, like namely the little gingerbread men.
yeah,
were
the gingerbread
CGI
men are
effects.
obviously like.
But like, there's a lot of really good practical stuff, like that.
yeah, the Jack in the Box is obviously a practical effect. It might be digitally enhanced.
Well, it probably is. Like, they probably like some little squirming things were
added
added
later, but for the
but
most
like
part,
I was fooled when I was watching it.
yeah, me
like,
too. Me
most
too.
definitely.
You really believe it's there.
You know, it wasn't like the gingerbread man where I'm like, that's a digital effect, but I'm not sure how you would do that character that way without a digital effect.
Yeah, yeah.
Otherwise, without making it look like the ginger dead man.
Yeah, yeah. So they have evil gingerbread men who come in and like start
Yeah.
shooting nail guns at people.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. Like it's really there's a more than on scares. There's a great emphasis on goofy action.
Yes,
in this
yes,
movie.
goofy action and visual comedy. You know.
Yeah,
Dark humor as well. Like
Yeah.
fat kid eating the gingerbread man to like take him.
yeah. The Krampus like fishes for the fat kid with a giant hook with a gingerbread man.
And he
on
takes
the
a
end
bite
of
out of it, then it comes alive and hooks him and takes him up
Yeah.
into the fucking chimney, which is fucking great, fucking awesome. The elves, I fucking love.
Oh, the elves were great. Yeah.
The elves were awesome. Like, there's these elves who are basically, they got like these like I don't know what you describe them like. They're almost like tribal masks that they wear that are like elf-like.
Yeah, they're like those little porcelain masks that
Yeah.
you get at like like a Spencer's or something,
Absolutely.
or at like the Renaissance fair. But like they're all cloaked and
Absolutely.
nasty looking.
Absolutely. Some great costuming, some great
Just the evil snowmen.
the
looked really
production
good.
design, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the Christmassy production design that looks so crisp but hides this darkness that's
Yeah, well,
coming.
I love the opening shot of the movie, which is just basically Black Friday.
yeah.
The doors open and like people
Yup.
are just trampling each other in slow motion. punching
That
each
was
other.
like, I think I had a commenter like when they requested that we review this say that thing set the tone so well.
It did.
And it definitely did. Like the Twitter person, the person on Twitter who said that to me, no, you were right. Like, this really does set the tone. That really did set the tone for the rest of the movie. It was funny. It was dark and it was kind of bleak too.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the movie does not have a happy ending.
No, it gives you one and then takes it away.
Yeah.
It is awesome.
Yeah, because they keep saying they keep talking in the movie about like sacrifice, it's all about sacrifice. And so when it's down to the kid and he wants his family back, he offers to go in exchange for them. He's like, no, take me, and everything gets quiet because that this is the moment where lightning strikes from heaven and everyone's saved, or they just take him and it's a nasty ending that way. No, the monsters just start laughing at him.
Mm-hmm.
They just start laughing at him. Krampus grabs him, throws him in a pit. Mm-hmm. Because Krampus don't give a shit.
Yeah.
You don't give a shit. It's like, no, we're monsters. We don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, Krampus is supposed to be evil. He's not Santa Claus come to teach you a lesson. He is evil. He is here to punish and to take. Like he's not teaching you anything. He's
He's here. You're already fucked.
He's not justice. He's the Punisher. He kills you. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so the movie ends with him waking up from falling, Christmas Carol style, and as he and his family are having this very nice Christmas, the bell that has the Krampus thing written on it, he opens it, and then we pull back, and they actually they give us the Cemetery Man ending.
Yeah.
Where the family's contained in a snow globe on the Krampus shelf.
Among a bunch of snow globes from various eras that he has taken people from. Basically, that poster you see for Krampus everywhere is the end of the movie.
The last shot
but you have no way of knowing until you get there. So it's not even a spoiler unless you know. Like,
yeah. I really like that ending.
Yeah.
I probably could have done without the Bagul at the end, though.
Yeah.
That was one of those, we didn't need that at all. We already got our big payoff twist. We don't need to do that.
Yeah, it could have just cut to black. Didn't really need the jump scare ending thing. Whatever.
Yeah.
That seems to be the thing movies are doing right now.
I know. But I keep wondering, with the exception of when they did it in the first 3 Paranormal Activity movies, does it ever work?
I don't know. They keep making the movies.
Yeah.
They keep being successful. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it does work.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, critics usually complain about it, but I don't know. I don't know whether the general audience cares or not. I mean, the guy behind us jumped, so
yeah, good point. Yeah.
So it's worked on somebody.
Yeah, worked on him. Okay, well, that's somebody. Although, man, that group behind us was kind of great.
Hilarious.
Yeah, so the group behind us is a little chatty, but whatever. They're not like the couple we were sitting in front of when we saw fucking Goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
This is a group of 2 girls and a guy. One girl is obviously dating the guy, and the guy is the pussy of the group.
Mm-hmm.
He cannot handle
the
horror
movie was
movies.
too scary for him.
Yeah. Movie's too scary for him. For us, it wasn't scary at all.
No, yeah,
it was fun, but it wasn't
no. If I was a kid, it would have scared me.
Oh yeah,
like Gremlins did when I was a kid.
Yeah, exactly. It was like that level of.
But that's clearly what they're going for. Is that kind of movie?
Yeah. I mean, it's not even as scary as Trick or Treat.
No. Trick or Treat was hard. Yeah, it was allowed to go further. But much like Trick or Treat, a lot of child death in this movie.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Michael Dougherty is going to be the holiday kids die on holidays movie guy.
I can't wait. I want him to do Thanksgiving.
I want to do Easter. St. Patrick's Day. Bring back Leprechaun.
I want him to do 4th of July. I want him to do President's Day. I want him to do Labor Day. I want him to do Arbor Day. And I want kids to die in bucket loads every time.
Yeah. Oh, man. So anyway, the dude is obviously freaked out, and the girls are just sort of like, oh my God, you're a pussy.
Yeah.
And at the end of the movie, they go you are a pussy.
Yeah.
And he goes well, I am what I eat. And then the girl who's obviously dating him goes, we both know that's not true. And I'm like, oh, burn.
He got told. That guy was a bit of a wuss. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, it was really really
Listening to him
hilarious.
react to the movie was amazing. I was just like, dude, what the fuck?
Yeah.
This thing is a PG-13 horror comedy at its core. How can you be so freaked out by it?
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now?
How could you be so scared of it? That makes no sense.
Especially since how awesomely over the top it is. Like the Krampus design, like that was beautiful.
Yeah.
This just gigantic beast of a monster, but with like almost like a deceptively St. Nicholas-like face.
Yeah.
But it's like all distorted and it like opens up and there's like tentacles and like a tongue. It's like,
Yeah, God.
and the ram horns.
Yeah. The Krampus itself looks awesome.
And I love the fact that it's just got all these bells that say Krampus on it
Yeah.
all over him.
I love the sequence when he's first seen by the daughter who's the first kill.
Yes.
And he's on the roof. The thing that happens right after that is she runs away from him and he starts running too.
Mhm.
That monster looks awesome when it's running.
Oh my god, when it's hopping from rooftop
Yeah.
to rooftop, it's like,
Yeah,
Jesus
really
Christ.
cool.
You know,
Like you like it's so good. Like your video game instincts kind of kick
absolutely.
in. You're like, ah! Start
Kill
shooting
it, kill it. And that's also something like seeing him that first time makes you come around a little bit on like complete like gun-toting conservative uncle guy because you're like, no, in this case you need those guns, bring them out.
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, and they do.
And they do.
Yeah.
They shoot some fucking toy monsters, you know? And there's various toys in this that turn into monsters. There's like a stuffed teddy bear with like this gnarly teeth that you see in the promotional material. There's like this robot with like this like saw
Yeah, it's like a
arm.
transformer with
Yeah,
knives and
yeah.
saws for arms.
It's
you
fucking
know?
awesome. There's like this, like, I guess it's like a bird angel thing.
Yeah, because the sisters talk about
Yeah.
how attached they were to the angel that their mother
Yeah.
would put on the tree, and then that tree angel turns into an evil monster.
Yes.
You know?
That was one of the best monsters.
It
too.
was. It was great.
It really was. You have this Jack-in-the-Box creature that just eats everything, including the dog at one point.
Yeah.
Poor dog. Poor Thor.
Yeah, poor doggy.
That dog was smart though. When he was gonna send that dog in to check when the gingerbread men were up, the dog's like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out."
Yeah.
Though inconsistent writing on the dog, because I don't know why the dog all of a sudden went after the Jack-in-the-Box. Because
Yeah.
you guys inconsistently wrote that dog.
There's even like one of the things I noticed that like Dougherty also likes to do, has done in both of these movies, is reference the holiday stuff that happens around that period of time. Like in Trick or Treat, there's that short animated section
Yeah.
of the werewolf girls.
Yes.
You know, and in Krampus, it's computer animated, but it's obviously intended to look like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes.
When the grandmother is telling her backstory.
Yeah, I was thinking that when I was watching it, that it reminded me of those old like Rankin Bass, like
Yeah. It was
like,
very obviously the idea.
you know, but like a dark Tim Burton-y version, you know?
Yeah.
Which was really, really cool. In fact, I could have watched a whole movie that looked like that.
Oh, God, yeah.
It would have been beautiful.
Yeah, like you know, a Krampus movie like this by way of like the guys did Coraline.
Oh,
Fuck yeah,
definitely. I would watch the shit out of
yeah.
that. You know, and it was a great way because obviously this movie probably did not have the budget to like actually do a period sequence.
Oh no,
But they needed to
Oh,
show
no.
the
Yeah,
backstory.
they had to. Yeah,
You know, they needed to show why Grandma was as scared as she was. You know, they couldn't just tell you; they had to show you. So doing it animated like that, like with her as a little girl, and doing it in that Rankin Bass meets Coraline style, like that was a really good way around that.
yeah. And the grandmother's backstory is that she knows the Krampus is real because one Christmas she summoned him.
Yep, and it took away her whole family. Which I guess. You think like the rest of the family would wonder what happened to everyone else?
Yeah, you'd think, but it's
Well,
like
she was a little girl.
hey, it was World War I. People
Yeah,
died.
It's a good point.
You know?
It's a good point. Not really a plot hole, just one of those like overthinking the movie a little bit.
Yeah,
Because it's not really a plot hole because it's not like it was ever brought up. Like
yeah. like, you know, like, all right, at some point she comes to America, gets married, has a kid. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. And she's German, which is why she
she speaks German throughout almost the entire movie.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. And I did like that they do establish that she can speak English, which explained why she was able to understand people when they were talking, but but still speak German. And it's just like, oh, she just doesn't like speaking English. Makes sense.
Yep.
Jesus, God,
it was a good contained story too.
Oh, absolutely.
Because,
and the economy of storytelling was really good in this.
Yeah, because with the exception, there's the store that's in the opening sequence. There's the house, and then there is right outside, just down the street. You know, not a lot of sets they get a lot of locations out of just those areas.
Yeah. And because the area is so snow covered, I'm guessing that some of the exteriors were probably just in a studio.
Yeah, probably.
You know, because and just enhanced digitally to make the background. Because you could tell a lot of the backgrounds were added in post.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they did that thing that they did in both Silent Hill the movie and the game, where they kind of fog things out, so it looks like there's just a lot more in there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but it worked really well because
it added to the atmosphere of the movie.
Yeah. Having been in those post-blizzard East Coast winters, that's pretty much how it looks.
I also love that there's there's a thread throughout the movie where every time the kid, once the Krampus starts, every time he looks out his window, there's another snowman, and it isn't until they take the fat kid that you realize that each snowman represents someone who's been taken.
Yeah,
from the town, essentially. Which there's a really cool way of revealing it by having the fat kid snowman sitting there and
yes,
and you're like, oh man, those elves that made that snowman are a dick.
Yeah, all the monsters are just assholes.
They're gremlin in their just mischievous evil. They love fucking with you. They are trolling the shit out of this family left and right, to the point where they even make them feel like they're gonna get away for a second and then take it away from them.
Yep.
Right down to when Krampus lets the kid think he just won, and then gives him the shitty.
Yeah. It takes him anyway. Why? I'm evil. What do you
know? And then on top of that, does that, and then the kid wakes up, and it's like, oh, a happy family. Oh, I'm getting what I wish. Oh, it turns out the Krampus let me have it after all. It's like, nope. Snow globe, you're now trapped in. You're now his personal toy.
Trapped in Christmas forever.
Yes. Yes, which I it's open to interpretation, but I'm going to assume that means he has to live Christmas every day for the rest of his life. Yeah,
that's
which
pretty much
is truly hell.
Yeah, oh.
That is true hell.
Oh man. Oh, so I think end of line. Krampus, thumbs up.
Most definitely.
Just definitely check it out.
Round the world, it's all the same. Children freeze when they hear my name. Krampus, please don't beat me so. But do I listen? Sadly, no. 80% of kids end up turning into dirtbags. I just laugh. But Steve, oh Steve, you are the worst. Slap that butt with a branch of birch. Shake them chains till your ears go numb. See now just what you become. Show you that life is pain, not some silly stupid game. We do it